Welcome to Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast.
Where our overconfident opinions are backed up by cherry-picked stats.
Guys, what's that big bright thing in the sky? Is that the sun?
Where do all our fans go? There's nobody here.
Oh, man. Back to the regular episodes, I guess.
Aw.
Welcome in.
Quiet.
It's the boys from Minnesota back at it again. Hot takes from Nels, Tyler, Josh, and Ben. From the first batter up to the safe clinchy pitch. Get up out your seats, it's Swing and a Miss.
Welcome into episode 31 of Swing and a Miss. How we doing, guys?
That's Rob Nen's number.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought when I said that.
I'm happy to be supporting a first-place team.
Me too.
My
Yay.
team is out of the cellar and right back at it, so I'm not too upset right now either.
Rob Nen's number.
It's been an interesting start to the season for a lot of teams. I don't want to spend a lot of time upsetting Nels, so we won't dive into what's going on with the Giants. But before we get into what's going on around the league, let's do a quick New Year's resolution check-in. And let's start with Nels, because I'm not sure you're going to have a whole lot of positive things to say on this episode.
I don't have a lot of things to say here. We've been busy with podcasts in the last couple of weeks. So unfortunately, my New Year's resolution has been on pause as far as reaching out to Big Dave about trying to get a hay. So maybe next episode, I'll work on the letter I'm going to write to him.
Maybe the traction that we get from these live episodes will reach his desk.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is he a big bent paddle drinker?
He could be.
Maybe.
That could be our collaboration. Bent Paddle sends beers to Dave Bautista's house that says, "Say hi to Swing and a Miss."
Does he drink beer?
I don't know.
No, probably not.
Usually guys with that physique don't. Probably more of a
He's
more
stopped
of an
with
old fashioned.
he stopped with the muscles.
Yeah.
He slimmed down off that. Well, he's getting
Well,
up there a little bit, and that's a lot of weight to carry around. So
and the roids probably aren't good for you.
that's going to really help the
There's
cause of
no-
him getting to be a friend of mine.
There's
Thank
no
you.
proof. There's no proof.
There's no proof otherwise, too.
Yeah, as far as
You
I
can't
know,
prove a negative.
the wrestling tests, and they all test clean.
Yeah. Come be my friend where we said you're on roids. Yay.
Yay. We didn't say that. Josh said that.
WWE notably clean.
All right. So nothing new on the Dave Bautista front.
No, unfortunately not.
I have maintained. I did not. Which one was mine? I forget again. Was mine the grocery?
You're the grocery.
bag? Okay.
You're the
You
one that
also
came
do
up with all of
Tyler's for
these.
some
No,
reason.
I came up with them and I've forgotten mine every week. But I've maintained. I have not carried more than one bag in one hand grocery trips. So far, I'm sure that'll change.
Including bringing equipment in today.
That's true. I had you guys do it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Tyler, come on, tell me you've done
He
it.
loves nobody.
Tell me you've done it.
Man, I guess I don't know. Maybe I have better work-life balance than you do, but I have not ended any conversations by saying I love you when it was not someone who I have a familiar relationship with.
Well, we're in your house today and your boys are here, so maybe you'll accidentally end one of the conversations to us with "I love you" because your boys are here and you get us mixed up.
Okay.
We've been trying to get you to say it to us for years. Still won't say it.
This is how we get his love.
Maybe you do something that's worthy of love and you'll get the love, okay?
it's too much
Step it up,
work.
boys. Step it up.
Too much work. Too much work.
All right. Last one. Who we can have Josh say something nice about this time. He is wearing a Michigan shirt. Michigan did win the national championship, and we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. This is a baseball show.
We did NCAA last time. Are we back to baseball?
I don't remember who we did last time.
I'm pretty sure we did college last time.
I don't
So-
either because I just blank them out.
So we're back to either baseball or
Let's go with football. I don't
Football.
believe we've done professional football.
I think we
We
did.
did.
but
He had to do the Packers.
I think
but
we're
this
back
time,
on it.
Let's do the Vikings.
yeah, say something nice about the Vikings of Minnesota.
Okay, I can do this.
You have to
Hype yourself
get
up.
yourself going.
That actually wasn't like a hype up. I mean, like I actually have something real for this. So I have been to a few games since I moved here, and I will give all the credit in the world. The Skol chant is awesome. The environment, the energy in that stadium with the Skol chant. I expected it to kind of be one of those lame shticks that like everybody loves when it's your team, but when it's not, you look at it and you go, this is lame. It's not. It is awesome. So that's like one of the coolest fan chant experiences in any sporting event that I've been to, really. Like it's really cool when they bang that drum and they do that school chant.
I like it.
It's good. It's good.
I don't
It
know
is
how that
good.
team doesn't go undefeated every year at home with that.
Because you need talent to go along with your cool chants.
There is that. You have to. That's usually a problem. You got to
Yeah.
do that.
We took the skull chant from Iceland as well as their talent level of their professional football team.
And all their people.
Yep.
Okay. So we've flown through New Year's resolutions.
Yep.
Let's
Good.
get into what's been going on in baseball. I know our last show was our live show at Urban Forage. I just had a brain fart for a second.
per usual.
Yeah, I know. Again, shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Urban Forage. Thank you so much for hosting us. It was a great time. We had a great turnout. For those of you curious, our next show is May 16th at Bent Paddle in Duluth.
Next live show.
Next live show. Sorry. Thank you, Nels.
Yeah, taking a little road trip with the boys.
Yeah.
Up north
spend
a
the
couple
weekend up
hours.
north. So let's dive into what's going on in the league. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of really good baseball going on, and there's a lot of really bad baseball going on. So
Should we-
Is there a lot of really bad baseball going on?
I think
Yeah.
there's just a lot of baseball going on.
there's some really bad baseball going on.
Because this would be sort of my takeaway after watching these first 3 weeks or whatever it is. It doesn't feel like there's a particular doormat this year.
I feel like it's been a pretty well-balanced league overall this year. Top to bottom, there's not a ton of separation. There's a couple teams, unfortunately, the White Sox are bottom dwellers right now, and they are at a whopping minus 40 in run differential.
Which is crazy.
But other than that, I mean, the next worst run differential in all of baseball is tied between Toronto and Philadelphia at minus 25. And those are teams that we expect to, not be like that all year. So really the bottom dwellers aren't as bottomy as I think we were expecting. And we expected the White Sox to come out a little hotter.
Is it
but,
just a lack of parity so far, you think?
I think it's just been...
Or is it too much parity, I guess?
Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's been a lot more offense this year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
with the pitching kind of neutralized a little bit, it allows everybody to kind of be in these games. I mean, look at Tyler's Twins, and they have decided that any left-handed starting pitcher with any sort of notoriety to their name is a doormat now. They wiped the floor with Skubal. They wiped the floor the next day with Valdez, and then they ended any sort of hopes at coming back to a Cy Young competition for Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, like-
just a couple days ago. And that's an offense that we weren't expecting to be that good. Like we expected them to have some bats.
It's
but
an
like,
offense the four of us watched live the day after our last show.
Yeah, and it
we're all
was
sitting
brutal.
there watching the game and going, well, they can't hit.
And then they
They can't
turned
get
around,
anything
and as
going."
Tyler keeps saying, this is not a team built to hit lefties. And then they just decided, screw you. Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
They
That's
hurt-
all we're gonna do
To be
is
fair,
hit great lefties.
there was no one in the stadium that day, so they may have heard him say that.
But yeah, I think overall, just like the offense, I've seen so many games with double-digit runs for one or both teams that I think that just the challenge system has changed a lot of at bats. I swear every time I see a batter challenge and win it, they walk, and a pitcher or a catcher challenge and win it, it's a strikeout as opposed to a walk or something like that. That it feels like a lot of these momentum swings are hitting heavy on the ABS, and I think that that's affecting pitching a little early on. And there's just a lot of runs scored, and I think that helps. If you score a lot, you're in games.
I have not watched a lot of games outside of the Twins and whatever West Coast game tickles my fancy after the Twins finish playing. One thing that I've noticed
I don't
is
like that saying.
it does seem like batters are being a little bit more aggressive earlier in the count, and they're swinging freely on that first pitch and trying to do damage almost immediately. So maybe that's what we're seeing. Maybe there's a little bit better analytics as far as what pitcher tendencies are for how to start off the at-bat, or they get a sense of what the game plan for that pitcher will be against your lineup. And they're either eliminating pitches and saying, well, if it looks like this, I'm not going to swing at all. And if it looks this other way, it's swing away and we're going to attack.
I've seen that a lot with the games that I've watched. And like you said, you're watching mostly Twins games and then catching West Coast games after that finishes. I'm trying to watch the Braves first and foremost, obviously, but then I'm trying to watch like the bigger highlights of most all the games after that. So I'm staying up till 11, 12, 1 o'clock at night, most nights anyway, trying to
Get
catch
some
up
sleep.
on everything. I know. Well, that's a discussion for a different podcast. But I agree with you, Tyler. I've noticed that a lot. Early count swings this season, I think, are up, and I have not looked at the data to say that's absolutely true, but it does feel that way. You're also at least from my perspective, we're seeing a lot more rotation early in the count. So you're seeing a lot more breaking stuff, sliders, sinkers. You're not seeing guys go up there trying to blow dudes away on the first and second pitch of the at bat. And guys are going up there ready to swing at off speed stuff. And if you run into a curveball or you run into a sinker or a slider
That's hanging a little bit.
you're going to produce a ton of offense. And I think that's part of what we're seeing.
And that's an interesting point. So I've been watching obviously mostly the Tigers, and then, we've been busy, so I haven't been watching full games of many others, but Kevin McGonigal is a great example of that. Even though he's a rookie, nobody's throwing him fastballs. It's like all off-speed stuff. And like Kerry Carpenter is getting all off-speed stuff and sees like 2 fastballs a game. And it just, at least for the Tigers, they're just not getting a whole lot of fastballs. So I wonder like if there's something to that pitchers are trying to throw more off speed. There's been more focus on spinning your stuff maybe in the off season, because it does seem like there's been a lot less fastballs that I've been seeing, especially early in counts. Like you're used to first pitch, try to pound the strike zone, get a first pitch strike with a fastball. And I see a lot of, sliders, sweepers, changeups on first pitches these days.
You're seeing a lot of people that are setup guys or middle relievers, long relievers. You're seeing those guys pound it with fastballs, but you're not seeing it with your starters. And it is an interesting trend this year so far.
Maybe it's because everybody keeps blowing their arm out and they're deciding that the way to maintain people's arms is to try not to throw 102 every single time. The Tigers just had a walk-off win today against the Kansas City Royals, and their closer, Lucas Irseg, he's known for having a lightning fastball, like 101, 102 range. His fastball today was 97. When he didn't throw a whole lot of fastballs. He was throwing a lot of off speed, and his fastball was only touching 97. And I wonder if there's something about that all of these arm injuries, they're like, maybe we shouldn't be having everybody try to top out every pitch.
I think that they're still trying to top out. It's just that they're spinning the ball with that same degree of effort, unfortunately. I think that we're going to, I don't expect TJ injuries to go down this year, unfortunately.
That's Tommy Johns for those that don't know.
As someone who hasn't been watching their own team for various reasons, the Angels have caught my eye as a little bit of a surprise early on. We kind of predicted them to be bottom feeders, and they're at 500, so they're not lighting the world on fire, but I think they're doing better than we thought they would. They've scored 105 runs, so it's right up there with the other big boys of the league. Trout looks like he's back.
Trout is lighting the world on fire
One
right now.
Michael Nelson Trout just
His
wants
middle name
everybody.
actually Nelson?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, I share 2/3 of his name. I am 2/3 Mike Trout. Everybody, that's me.
Nels Nelson, Michael Nelson Trout.
Yes, that's correct.
I think that Trout is trying to remind everybody he hasn't fallen off. He's just been hurt. And he's not right now. And he's reminding everybody when he's healthy, dude still mashes the ball.
In fact, the whole AL West right now is separated by 2 games. So there's a lot of parity in there. Rangers technically on top of the A's. Houston's been really weird. They had the best offense for a long time. I think that's fallen to the second on runs scored, but also the most runs given up.
Their pitching has been terrible.
That's a fun team to always watch, because those are the ones where it's going to be like they're going to give
what's going to happen.
They're going to score 7 in like the 8th inning to take the lead, or give it up 7 in the 8th.
Remember those 11-10 games that I was talking about that I feel like I've seen a lot this year? I think that they've played in like 4 of them.
Yeah. So the AL West is kind of up for grabs as of right now.
The AL West is fun though.
Yeah.
Like I know I think Josh, you picked the A's to win the division. Yes.
I don't think not to win the
Was that
division,
Tyler?
but to to
Somebody
compete.
did.
I had them making the playoffs.
Maybe
I
that
think.
was it.
Not winning the division. I had Seattle.
I think most of us took Seattle.
Yeah.
It's a fun division to watch right now. But speaking of Seattle,
They had a rough
should
loss.
we be concerned about Seattle?
I am currently not concerned
No.
about Seattle.
No.
I think that they've had
3 weeks in concerned. Not year long.
I'm not even 3 weeks concerned about Seattle. The starting pitching is still top of the heap. Yes, they need to score more offense, but it does seem that playing in the Pacific Northwest in the spring is an exceptional suppressor when it comes to offense. I guess I wouldn't put my level of concern at 0, but it's only at a 1 or a 2 right now.
Okay.
I will say Seattle is kind of proving me right for my thought coming into the season in that last year's Cal Raleigh is a one-hit wonder. He's still a very good player, but he's not touching anywhere close to those numbers again. So they're going to have to find a way to score without Raleigh hitting 60 home runs and driving in 125. I think he'll be back to the 25-ish range and knock in maybe 75 or 80. But he's not going to be 60 and 125 threat again. That was a one-time wonder.
Where's he at right now?
2 and batting $150.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
$151, 2 home runs, and he's played all 19 games.
Other than the AL West, the division that has been, to me, the most interesting so far has been the NL Central. Mostly because of the Cardinals.
Yes.
We all picked the Cardinals to be, I think, second worst in baseball, behind what you just brought up, Nels, and the Angels.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are sneaky right now, and I don't know if that's catching lightning in a bottle. I don't know if that's maintaining. I don't know if it's actually going to sustain.
I don't think it is. They have a minus 17 run differential with a 10-8 record.
Yeah.
So that's
They're
not going to last.
They're finding ways to win. They're starting to feel like the National League Guardians.
Well, maybe. And the Guardians are also in that doing their nonsense.
They are.
The same thing. Winning record with a minus negative run differential.
They're also kind of being kept afloat offensively by a guy that had a lot of notoriety coming up and has just grossly underperformed his whole career and is finally putting it together in Jordan Walker.
Yep.
We're 18 games in. He's got a 1.6 WAR already. 18 games in, according to Baseball Reference WAR. And he leads the league with 8 home runs, and he's hitting .319. He's got a cannon for an arm in the outfield.
He does.
The Tigers have already played the Cardinals this year, so I've gotten to see that firsthand. And I mean, the arm is there. He plays good defense, and now he's finally seeming to put it together. He's always hit the ball really hard when he hits it, but he wasn't doing that a whole lot. He's hitting the ball right now, and he is scorching it all over the place. That helps them a lot. So if he cools down, I think the whole team kind of falls down because he's kind of carrying that offense.
But not just the Cardinals. I mean, a week ago, I think I texted the thread that the Cubs were a disaster. And a week ago, the Cubs were a disaster. They've kind of picked it up this last week. They've gotten some things back together. They're hitting a little bit better. They're pitching a little bit better in the last week. And I think they're at 500 or pretty close to 500 now.
9-9.
Yeah. But the two teams at the top of the division, I think, are fun to talk about. The Pirates and the Reds are tied for first. And
doing it 2 different ways.
yeah, very, very differently. And the Reds have started to transition a little bit because at the beginning of the year, they didn't score almost any runs, but they were beating teams 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 if they had to. And then it transitioned and they started scoring 6, 7, 8, 9 runs, and they were beating everybody that way. And now they're going back to this slump of not scoring a ton of runs. And it's kind of a weird up and down so far with the Reds, but their pitching has been really, really solid. I've been really impressed with the start the Reds have had.
I think that anytime that you've got both Sal Stewart, who is running away right now with Rookie of the Year for
In the National
League. And then you've also got Ellie De La Cruz just launching tanks. Those two guys, I think Ellie's got 6 and Stewart's got 7 home runs.
He's got 7, yeah.
So that's top of the league. And that level of offensive production can really turn a whole bunch of ball games on their head.
Yeah, the Reds are coming into town here in Minnesota next, so you'll get a first-hand look at what they can do.
That'll be a fun series
Yeah, should be a fun series.
because I think, at least for us as a show, we expected one of those teams to be pretty decent. We did not expect the other one to be decent, and we're seeing now 2 first-place teams square up.
I'm still worried about Cincinnati's starting pitching with Hunter Green out for at least the first half of the season. That's a big concern to me. I think the interesting thing is how much this division is going to be seemingly balanced. If St. Louis isn't the team that I thought they were and they're going to be competitive, this is going to be a really tightly packed division.
Going to be a dogfight.
You're like half a game that wins you the division.
So here's the thing.
Tyler's
Betorama. I've got 2 divisions for you. You tell me at the end of the season, between the first place team to the last place team, who's got the smallest spread? Is it going to be the NL Central, or is it going to be the AL East?
The NL Central.
If you asked
AL
me
East.
this 3 weeks ago, I would have said the AL East.
Yes.
But I'm going to go the NL Central.
All right.
I'm going to go AL East. I'll be the dissenter here.
I don't think either one's a bad choice, though.
No, I think that both divisions are going to be in a similar spot where I can see the least winning team winning 80 games and the most winning team winning 86 games, something like that. So I think both divisions are just going to be really exciting as far as teams jockeying back and forth. A good week brings you from third place to first place. A bad week brings you from second down to the cellar. It'll be really cool.
I just think the NL Central has the higher likelihood of one of their teams just falling flat off the earth.
To be fair,
The Cardinals-
there's already a team in the AL East who are falling off the cliff.
Well, yes, but I have more faith in them putting it together than some of those teams in the NL Central keeping it together this early on. But speaking of falling off the face of the earth, Boston, where you at?
Woof.
Are these things on? Hopefully they keep forgetting about baseball for at least another series as Detroit is visiting Boston here next. But Tyler, you got to see your Twins kind of lay the hammer on them in a couple games.
Yeah, they, as we mentioned, they really destroyed Garrett Crochet's chances of winning the AL Cy Young this year by...
Which is a wild thing to say 2 weeks in, but that's how bad of an outing
And
it
with
was.
one performance.
Right. So if I believe he got 4 outs and
Gave up 10.
gave up 10. So anytime you do that, the ERA is going to go through the roof, and it would take a lot of innings of 0-run ball to right that ship. And then the day after, they also got to Sonny Gray early and often, who's not in the same class as a Garrett Crochet or any other top tier ace, but he's still an exceptionally good pitcher. And they just attacked, and I believe that they got a 4-run lead in the first 3 innings, and that was pretty much all it took to take the win. So I am not to the point where I am going to believe in the Twins. I still don't think that this is a good team. This is a highly flawed team, but these first 3 weeks have got me hopeful that when I'm watching, there's at least going to be a chance, and there's going to be some excitement, and there's going to be a lot of competitive baseball being played, which is at least worth watching.
Like the NL Central, I think the AL Central is going to be really fun to watch this year.
Yeah, the Twins, I think a big part of their early great start, they've been on the right side of the BABIP. They're putting a lot of balls in play, and they're all falling in. They're stringing together hit after hit after hit. It's one of those things where, again, Tyler, as a non-believer yet, you see all of the hits falling, and you're like, eventually that's going to regress a little bit, and you're not going to have quite these rallies that they've been having. But man, they start going, and it's just hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And then next thing you know, Garrett Crochet's given up 10 and only gotten 4 outs because they just keep rolling the batters up.
Here's where I throw some cold water on you. The Twins are currently sitting 20th out of 30 teams in BABIP.
Really?
They're not anywhere near. They're definitely in the absolute middle of the league when it comes to BABIP at 275.
Well, maybe what it is that they just get all of their BABIP in a singular inning and put together big innings, and then they go like 6 innings without getting a single hit on balls in play, and then they just rack up hit after hit after hit, and then they take a few innings off.
I think the biggest woof of the week award right now has to go to the New York Mets.
I agree.
They've lost 8 in a row. They started out good. They would have been 7-4, and now they're 7-12 because they are in the tailspin of tailspins.
They are falling apart.
It is rough, and people are freaking out over in Queens.
New York is lucky that the Yankees got a few wins in the last week, because I think there was a point in time where both the Yankees and the Mets had both lost 6 in a row at the same time. They were both riding 6-game losing streaks. So baseball in New York has not been good so far, even though the Yankees are in a decent position in the standings.
Well,
they started out hot, and then they just fell off of where that hot came from.
well, speaking of the Mets, let's talk about the team that's leading that division.
Oh,
Hey, you actually want to talk about them for once.
Hey.
Look at the fair weather fan.
Oh, shut up.
hey, where'd you pick them to finish, sir?
4th, I think, 3rd or 4th. But here's the thing, and you all knew this. I had legitimate concerns about the Braves. They were all legitimate. Will they hold? I do not know, but I want to talk about where they are right now. One of my biggest concerns was starting pitching, right? I think with all the injuries.
That's everyone's concern.
And will
Yeah, but
continue to be
with all the
concern.
injuries that they've had starting the season, I think that's a fair thing to be concerned about. They have the lowest ERA in Major League Baseball, both for their entire pitching staff and their bullpen. They have the 2nd best record in baseball right now. They have a plus 44 run differential. They are getting contributions from guys at the plate and in the field that I didn't expect, like Mauricio Dubon, who's hitting 333, by the way, and has a 970 fielding percentage in the absence of Ha-Seong Kim, waiting for him to come back. All the while, Austin Riley and Ronnie have 1 home run each. Matt,
That's probably going to improve.
I would imagine.
I don't think that they're going to end the season with 1 home run.
I don't
each.
think
Positive
so either.
regression coming.
Yeah, but then you look at the traditional starting 9. There's only 1 batter in their starting 9 that is hitting under 225, and that's Yaz at 203. We've got 3 guys over 300. Like I said, Mauricio Dubon, 333. Drake Baldwin, who is just crushing.
I was
everything.
gonna come to that. I'll let you finish, but I want to come back to him.
Drake Baldwin at 321, and Dominic Smith, my new guy, 381. This dude is just straight crushing everything that gets in front of him. In his debut for the Braves this year, hits a walk-off grand slam, I think, like 3 days after his mom passed away from cancer. Just an incredible moment. This guy is crushing everything they throw to him. I can't overstate how much I did not expect this.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
I don't expect Dom Smith to continue that, but it's always great when you pick up a player like that and they come in and they just give you a ton to go off of early in the year, especially when you're a more injury prone team and now you have depth and that's all great. I want to talk for a second about Drake Baldwin, last year's Rookie of the Year, who was everybody talks about those sophomore slumps. The league sees you for a year, and so they adjust. How do you adjust back? I don't know if the league has adjusted yet, because he has had, not only has he not had a drop off, he's gotten notably, I mean, it's only 19 games in, notably better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's crushing the ball. 935 OPS, 5 home runs, hitting 321, and has played all 19 games as a catcher.
Or a DH.
Yeah, but like as a primary catcher to be in every single game, whether it's catching or DH, that means your bat is too hot to take out of the lineup.
Yep.
So in days you're not catching, they put you at DH, which is, for those who aren't as familiar, kind of a risky thing to do when you carry 2 catchers, because if your catcher gets hurt and you have to move your second catcher from DH to catch, because that's your only other catching option, you lose your DH for the game. So it's kind of risky to put your second catcher at DH, but his bat has been that hot that they're like, we'll take the risk that if something happens, we're just going to bat a pitcher because we need his bat in the lineup.
A couple other pieces on the Braves real quick. Then I want to talk about something really fun that happened basically right after we recorded the last episode with the Braves. One thing that is crazy is so far, the Braves are the only team in baseball to not lose a series. So that's another impressive feat. Second of all, I think we need to give a little bit of kudos to Matt Olson. He celebrated a consecutive game streak yesterday of 801, which is incredibly hard to do. So yeah, give it up for Matt Olson in your heads.
Way to be a grinder, Matt.
But I want to talk real quick. After our last episode, our live episode, we were at the Twins game the next day, and Nels said to me in the stands, "We haven't had a good brawl in a while." And it was the
Tornado siren check.
Oh, it's sunny out though. Interesting. So Nels said, "We haven't had a good brawl in a while." I think it was the next day that it was the Braves and the Angels, and Soler charged what's his face? I'm blanking on his name. I can see his face.
It's your own team.
I know. He's not a good pitcher.
Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Charges him. Fists are thrown. He hits Soler in the head with a baseball in his hand. But what was so funny about it was Walt Weiss, the old manager for the Braves, comes in, goes,
sign him up at linebacker. Perfect form tackle. Head on the outside.
Took Soler
shoulder
down.
to the midsection.
If you haven't seen this, I encourage you, go to YouTube and look up Walt Weiss takes down Jorge Soler, because he put his shoulder in his knees and took him to the ground. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen a person over the age of 60 do.
I have a question coming off of that too. Jorge Soler has not served any suspension yet. He's supposed to have a 7-game suspension, but I've seen him, I think, every day hitting bombs. And I'm like, how is he?
Are they still appealing?
I think that the appeal process finally concluded, and I believe that it got reduced down to 5 games.
Still, the appeal process is wild. It should not take that long, first of all. He shouldn't get a whole nother series.
Reynaldo Lopez.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He shouldn't get a whole nother series to terrorize a team before he gets suspended.
Well, Reynaldo Lopez got a 5-game suspension, and he's a starting pitcher, so he just doesn't play again until he's pitching again.
Yeah,
you
well,
sure?
starting pitcher suspension is always kind of, but what that really does is it doesn't impact the pitcher, so the team so much, but it impacts the pitcher, because when you're suspended, you don't get your game checks, and you get game checks when you're not pitching.
I know.
So that's more of a financial hit than an on the field hit.
Seriously, should we seek cover?
No, they've been going off all day.
We're
Tornado
gonna
weather
power through it,
sweeping the
folks. We're gonna
Midwest.
talk through it just for you.
The sirens are going off. It's a big topic.
But that's all I had to say about the Braves. I'm incredibly happy with where they are. I'm shocked. And I say that now, and tomorrow they start a 3-game series in Philly. They'll probably get swept.
Dude, Philly's playing bad ball. Like I said, minus
Doesn't matter.
25 run differential.
Doesn't matter.
You know, one team, we touched on it briefly, but one team that I think is going to be in serious trouble going forward, the Houston Astros. Yes, they still have Yordan Alvarez and a whole bunch of other great hitters, but Hunter Brown looks like he is injured. Tatsune Amai is injured. He's going on to the IL. Lance McCullers is currently in the rotation, but he is also got a storied injury history and is unlikely to last too long. Their rotation is going to get thin real fast, and they're not really playing good ball right now. They're scoring a lot of runs, but they're not playing good ball right now. I think that this is going to go poorly fast. Another one that I forgot about is Jeremy Pena is also on the IL with a bad hammy. So I think that this may actually be the last place team in the AL West.
And we all picked it.
And we all...
We're only 2.5 weeks into the season. They've already had 19 different pitchers appear in a game.
That's a lot.
Yep.
Another weird stat for them: 7-2 at home and 1-9 on the road.
Oh,
So that's,
The
they're
trash
just,
cans aren't traveling.
I guess,
eh?
yeah, that's not helping the accusations there for them.
well, do we want to do a little bit of real good, fake good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So what we're going
pick
to
a
do
few.
is let's take a look at the leaders of the divisions right now, and let's just say if we think they're real good or fake good 2.5, 3 weeks into the season. So for the AL East right now, we have the Rays. Real good or fake good?
Fake.
I think that they are good, not great. I think they're better than I expected. I think that they can keep it up. I think that they're more real than they are fake, but I don't expect them to keep up first place.
Is it fake or real?
I don't know. What is that? If I think that they're kind of in between. Real. I'll go real.
You
then.
go real?
They are
Okay.
they are fake good.
They're real.
The pitching is not where it needs to be from Tampa Bay, and I feel like that's where they've sort of forged their identity. They have been doing an excellent job hitting. Chandler Simpson is a very fast man and fun to watch.
And hitting 405.
Yep,
Is that good?
it's very good.
It is when to be a singles hitter, you don't want to be Luis Ariz where you get on base and then you can't move. Being Chandler Simpson, you can hit singles because you steal 2 bases and the next thing you know, your single is a triple. He's
Yep.
Ricky Henderson-esque. No power at all like Ricky had, but boy, him getting on base is a difference maker immediately.
I think they're fake also. I'm not buying it just yet.
Okay.
And I say, I guess we should probably have qualified this real or fake, meaning do you think them winning the division is real because they're leading it right now?
Fake.
Real, but I think that that's for me a little bit more of, I think the rest of the division's not as good as I thought they would be.
I don't think the division's very good either.
I think they've got a real chance to win the division because I think that they're actually good. And I think that the rest of the competition isn't as good as we thought. And so the combination of the two leads me to my real.
All right, NL East, Braves, real good, fake good.
Real good.
Real good.
Real.
I'm gonna go
It's
fake.
real.
I'm gonna go fake good.
Yeah, we know.
I'm so happy, but I don't buy it yet.
They're gonna clinch it, and you're still gonna be like, no, something else is gonna happen. They're gonna take it
Waiting
away
for the
from
other
us.
shoe to drop. Okay, so
Again, this is another thing too, where the rest of the division, like the Mets and Phillies are playing terrible ball. And those are the only two that we're going to compete with the Braves.
I'm not worried about the Mets.
No,
I'm worried
so-
about the Phillies.
and they're playing terrible ball and the Braves are playing great. And I think them winning the division is becoming more and more likely by the day.
Let's get through this weekend. If the Braves win this series in Philly this weekend, then I'll jump on.
Okay,
board.
but you're asking me now. So I'm saying real now.
I'm saying for me. I'm saying for me. You were gonna say something, Tyler?
yeah, they've been like a top 5 team in hitting, starting pitching, and relief pitching.
Have you just met me? I don't believe anything
Okay.
good. I don't believe in anything good with my teams ever.
And so I don't know why they would be anything other than real good.
Because I'm a nervous Nelly.
Okay.
I'm gonna go fake until we get through this weekend, and then I'll record myself on Monday saying whether they're real or fake again.
He'll fix it in post.
Yeah, well, we'll change that. I'll go back and delete the episode and re-record it by myself. All right, AL Central, Twins, real good, fake good.
Fake good.
Yeah, fake. They had like a 13 game winning streak last year,
Yes.
which was fun. But then what happened? I feel like this is the same vibes. Things are going really well right now, and then I agree with Tyler. They just don't have the chops.
They're a team that's a fun story to start with a lot of guys contributing a lot more than anybody expected. But yeah, that's the kind of team that you see then tank and you're like, what happened to them? Well, they were punching above their weight. I think that they're fake good too.
So I cherry picked a stat, which is
Wait, that's in the intro.
it is.
Oh,
Just for comparison's sake, the 2025 Cardinals, who finished with a record of 78 and 84, which is I think about where the Twins will be. In May, they went 19 wins and 8 losses. So, a good month can come from an average to below average team, but don't bet anything on this.
and a lot of times it's, when you play a team, playing the Red Sox now and kicking their butt while they're doing terrible may look a lot different than if you had that series in, late July.
Or in Chicago.
Surprised that you keep on bringing up the Red Sox and avoiding the 4-game
you said
mop
Red
that
Sox,
we
not White
had
Sox.
of the Tigers.
Yeah, you caught the Tigers when they were at their worst so far, and all they've done is turn around and win every game since that series.
Because they weren't playing the Twins.
Could go either way. Could be that it was playing the Twins. Could be that the Tigers were just playing bad ball.
I'm going fake good as well. I don't buy them. NL Central, we've got a tie. Reds and Pirates. Either of these teams real good or both fake good or 1-1?
I think the Pirates are real good.
The Pirates at the surface are the real team of the two. They've got a plus 19 run differential. Cincinnati's got a minus 13. Pittsburgh's expected win-loss is 11-8. Cincinnati's is 8-11. Everything from the analytics says that the Reds are riding some good luck right now. Now you look at the roster and you think they can turn some of that around. But just based on the analytics, the numbers, the Pirates are doing what they should be doing. Their record is, equivalent to what they should be doing. The Reds are winning games that they probably shouldn't. So right now I'd say based on that, Pirates would be the real one, Reds not. However, looking at the roster, I wouldn't be surprised to see that flip as the year goes on.
They are both fake.
I mean, both real.
Nope.
I'm with you there, but I feel like that's, 40% of the division. Somebody's got to be decent. So,
Well, what I need to see from Pittsburgh in order for me to believe that they're actually really good.
O'Neal Cruz catch a fly ball.
He's been catching fly balls just fine.
I'll tell you what, move him to DH because that dude is mashing the hell out of the ball and he has 9 steals. Like that dude is 5 tool if he could just get that 1 tool of fielding, which isn't often the one that somebody's missing.
But if you move him to DH, where will Marcelo Ozuna play?
The bench. What is he hitting, like 111?
Yeah, AAA.
The Allegheny Alligators.
So you've got Brandon Lau that's been
Bless you.
Absolutely crushing the ball. And Brian Reynolds has been doing pretty good. O'Neal Cruz has been a weapon on offense.
And Ryan O'Hearn has been playing really well too offensively.
Yes, but it will I need to see some offensive production from some of the younger guys in order for me to fully believe that Pittsburgh can make this last.
I'm going to go both real good. I don't know why. Well, everything you said about the Reds makes sense, Josh. Everything you said about the Pirates makes sense, Nels. Everything you said, Tyler, makes sense for both. I don't know. Something feels different about this season with the Pirates for me. Obviously the Skeens and signing Connor Griffin, and we're starting to see their offense come together a little bit more than it has in years past.
Connor Griffin, who's notably not been good so far.
He will be.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, they're doing this with him not adjusting.
Oh,
yet.
no, I know.
Like he's not. They're in the rookie class of all of these rookies who are coming out the gate strong. He's not one of them, and they're still successful.
Yeah.
They just got to keep giving him the chance.
And with the Reds, you're right. Nothing, when you look at the analytics, nothing about it says they should be where they are. I attribute that a lot to Tito. I know I'm probably a bigger believer in Tito than you guys are, which is crazy because you watched him with Cleveland for so many years. You should believe in him more. I buy him. I think they're both real. All right.
I think at the end of the day, Milwaukee still ends up winning that division by 8 games.
I very well could. I have no idea. All right, AL West. Did the A's get overtaken today by the loss to the Rangers?
The Rangers and A's are tied at 10-9, a half game up on the Angels.
Okay, so A's and Rangers. Real good, real fake. Or wait, real good, fake good.
Rangers might be real. I don't think the A's aren't going to last. They don't have the pitching, but the Rangers might. I like the Rangers.
You're going real good on the Rangers?
Yeah.
Again, this is another one. This is exactly the NL Central. Rangers plus 12, A's minus 10. Rangers expected win-loss 11-8. A's expected win-loss 8-11. Same kind of situation. Rangers could be good. That division's kind of a mess. Seattle's looking brutal. Houston, we've talked about being terrible. The Angels, nobody believes will keep it up, even if Mike Trout stays healthy, which leads the way for one of those two to win the division. And if I had to pick one, I'd pick Texas, but I still say look out for the A's. I don't think that they're fake good. I think they're still good, but they're not division winners good. I think Texas is the one out of those two that would win the division, has a better chance there.
I kind of think both are real good for now. And what I believe is that I think that Texas has got the arms to be competitive throughout the season as long as those arms stay healthy. And the Athletics have been winning, but they're the players that I expect to hit have not been the ones that have necessarily been driving the offense. So I expect, Nick Kurtz to do something a little bit more than what he's done so far. I expect that Shea Langoliers is going to continue to hit home runs all over the yard. I think Brett Rooker has got a place where he can step up and do a little bit more than what he's been doing. So I think that there's more in the tank for the Athletics. And so I'm going to say that they're real good because of their offense. And the Rangers have impressed me with their pitching, so they're real good as well.
I'm going fake good for both of them because I still love the Mariners, and I think it's going to happen. I'm refusing to give up on my World Series pick 3 weeks into the season.
I still think
that
the Mariners win the division. I just think that the Athletics are going to be right there, and
they're going to be pesky. Well. They're that pesky team that you look at it and you go, it's the A's, and then next thing you know, you lost 2 or 3, and they put up 15 runs in a 3-game series.
I mean, I think you're probably right. They probably are going to be right in that playoff hunt for a wild card spot. I don't know that they make it this year, but they are going to make it interesting. I agree with that.
All right, easiest one.
Dodgers are fake good. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them one bit. I don't buy them for a second, guys.
Actually, I would like to have a slight adjustment for the National League West from what we're doing.
Okay.
Forget the Dodgers. Over talked about. Everybody knows that. Let's talk about the Padres, who have just won 7 in a row and 9 of their last 10. Do we think that that's real or fake? Because the Dodgers is a boring conversation. I think the Padres is a more fun conversation.
Fake.
I tend to think they're fake also. I want them to not be fake. Every team in this division other than the Dodgers, I want to see do well because I think every team in this division other than the Dodgers is fun to watch. They've got fun personalities. They play in cool ballparks. They're out west, so they're on at late at night when I'm awake and can't sleep.
They needed a bunch of walk-off home runs to beat the Rockies. They needed a miracle 7-run inning to beat the Mariners. They're playing great right now.
They walk it off last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not sustainable. So vibes are good, but
I heard a lot of the word win in there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day.
And then I finished it with sustainable because there's 145 more games to play. So
I still think they're real.
They got a real good closer.
I mean, they're basically like the Twins right now.
And you look at the difference is you look at the rest of the division, and I think they're easily the number 2 team in that division. I think Arizona is not very good, to be honest. I know their record's pretty decent and stuff. I don't believe in Arizona for the long term. Sorry, Nels. The Giants have looked awful.
The hell you say?
And then the Rockies.
Yeah, thanks to you, they don't want to partner with us.
Yeah, that's fine because I would like our show to not lose 110 games a year. Though I do love their colors, so if they do want to sponsor, we will change our colors to purple and black. But yeah, I mean the Dodgers are going to be the Dodgers, but I think the Padres are going to be your sneaky. I'm looking at the rest of the teams; they might be legitimately the 3rd best team in the National League behind the Dodgers and the Braves.
They've been getting offensive contributions from a number of their players, so it's been a lineup that has not allowed any sort of rest to the starting pitching. Their starting pitching has been okay, but their bullpen, Mason Miller is absolutely insane right now.
Unhittable.
But even beyond that, they've got a lot of other good relievers that have been holding it down. We've got right now David Morgan with a 0 ERA after 7 appearances. Bradley Rodriguez with a .96 ERA after 7 appearances. And Mason Miller has now struck out 20 in 8.1 innings. So,
he's kind of good.
He's kind of good.
That's one of those things. He's going to end up with 130 strikeouts in 52 innings this year. And you're just going to be like, what?
Right now, his strikeouts per 9 is 21.6.
I mean,
That'll play.
Obviously that's not going to hold for an entire season because
Mason Miller,
it never
real good.
does, but
Real good.
He's the real deal. I mean, he reminds me of like peak Aroldis Chapman, like when Chapman was untouchable. But yeah, no, I think the Padres are real.
I want to agree with you. I don't know that I do yet.
Also, only one player in all of baseball, one Jo Adell, has robbed more home runs this year than Jackson Merrill out in center field. So they're getting some
Jackson
good
Merrill had
defense,
another
too.
one last night.
Yeah,
didn't
he did.
Yeah.
So they're getting good defense. The offense is good. The bullpen has been unhittable. I think that this is a really good team.
It could be fun to watch down the stretch.
I think that they're fun, and I think that they're real.
And Nick Castellanos has not helped them out at all.
No, Nick Castellanos.
Well, no one said anything offensive, so he hasn't had a
we
home
love
run
you,
yet.
buddy, but it's time to go to pasture.
Yeah, it might be time to hang it up. Phil.
Yeah, that one's okay.
All right. Well, that's our league check-in. Let's we got to do something sad now. We got to do the in memoriam section.
Yeah, we lost a couple over the last 2 weeks since we last recorded. First off was Phil Gardner passed away, longtime major leaguer, 3-time All-Star, won the 79 World Series with Pittsburgh. He played with Oakland, Pittsburgh, and Houston mainly, finished his career up with the Dodgers and Giants. And then we collectively probably know him best as a manager. He managed the Brewers for a long time, Tigers for a few years, and then the Astros, and he took the Astros to the World Series in 2005. So we salute you, sir. A very solid career, both in the dugout and on the field for Phil Gardner. And then Davey Lopes passed away as well. Longtime Dodger. He's a 4-time All-Star. Won the 81 series with the Dodgers. Gold Glover as well. Also played with Oakland, the Cubs, and Houston. And then just like Phil Gardner, we probably know him better as a manager. He managed the Brewers for a few years in the early 2000s and shares a birthday with me.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
So your birthday's coming
Well,
up.
I guess not anymore, though.
Well, no.
Well, it's still his birthday.
Yeah, that's still the day he was born. So, we salute those two. Very solid players, solid managers, good guys to have in the game. They'll be missed.
Absolutely. All right, let's do something fun. Let's talk some
I
fashion.
like fun.
Fashion show, City Connects.
We are the pinnacles of fashion. By
Is that the new song for City Connects?
Yes.
Kelly is here to talk about the City Connects for all the Office fans out there. All right, so we have 8 new City Connect uniforms that have been released and unveiled and played in now around Major League Baseball, and we have thoughts. So, how do we want to do this? We want to give them grades, rankings? You want to just go top to bottom?
I think let's give them our grades because it's going to be hard to like rank and come back and do all of that individually. So let's just go through one by one and give our ranks of what we think. And I feel like you're going to be the one that has the most to say, so you can like lead us off.
yeah,
I
the
think,
one
if
with
you
the
want.
team
Okay.
doing this.
Well, and also Ben is a notable a jersey guy. Like
Yeah.
that's his thing is the style of
I
the
am-
jerseys. So I mean, I think we all enjoy them, but I think that's like your niche. So
Yeah,
I
I'd
think you
actually
should
agree
kick
with
us
that.
off, and then the rest of us can follow up.
I'm down with that. Thank you. I actually appreciate that compliment. Thank you. If you haven't seen these, go to our socials. We posted a conglomeration. That's a word, right?
yes, it
Okay.
is.
Thank goodness.
It's also a wrestling faction.
Of the 8 jerseys that have been put out this year. Let's start with Baltimore.
Oh,
This one confuses
we're
me.
not starting in alphabetical order.
We can. Okay, well, let's go back. We'll start in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
fair
start
enough.
it off with yours.
I was gonna
mostly
go with
because it's all in alphabetical order on the MLB site, which I'm scrolling through.
That
to
is
look at
true.
Same.
So
It's easier.
we may go back and edit this whole intro out. All right, let's start with Atlanta. So this is a throwback to the Dale Murphy era Braves, late 70s, early 80s.
TBS Superstation Braves.
Yes. Dale Murphy was actually in the house last Friday throughout the first pitch in the City Connect. I am a big fan of light blue. A lot of people on my wife's side hate light blue because it reminds them of Carolina. This is a different shade of light blue. I think these are incredibly cool.
Is that a pullover jersey?
It is.
It is a pullover jersey.
Nice.
Which I'm a big fan of.
Question, Ben.
Yeah.
Are you buying this jersey?
Not right now because it's $200.
Okay. Do you want to buy this
There's
jersey?
some ways
Absolutely.
around.
Absolutely, I want to buy this jersey. I want to buy all the hats. I want to buy the hoodies. I want to buy everything in these colors because this is sick. This is an A.
I like powder blue, but I've got a problem with powder blue, which is when they decide to go powder blue pants as well. The Braves decided not to do that and opted for white pants. And this is an A, and this is an excellent looking uniform. I love it.
I am going to go a little bit off the beaten path of what everybody's looking at. And I am really glad that on the MLB website, they gave us the full body shot of Acuna there wearing it, unlike the other jerseys, because I will say I love the socks. The socks are top tier.
They were doing a socks giveaway, I think, on the Saturday game last weekend.
I love them. And, you know, you guys all play softball with me. You know, I'm a big high socks guy. So Ronnie wearing the high socks with those, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's not something that you really think of so much with the jersey. You think the jersey, the hat, you know, even Tyler saying with the pants and stuff and how that matches up, the socks kind of get overlooked. I think the socks are great. I like this one a lot. This is a top tier jersey combo.
You didn't grade it.
An A.
Yes, like
An
the
A,
hat.
like the hat.
Yes,
the
like
hat,
the hat.
yeah, spoils the grade.
I will also give it an A. I think it's very solid. Color scheme is good. It City Connect. It connects back to the city in the 80s when they were on that superstation. They were the only team that anybody could see anywhere. Yeah, solid.
Which is
A.
why you became a fan, right?
Well, and the funny thing about it, they had Dale Murphy in the studio when they were doing the broadcast on Friday's game when they unveiled the uniforms. And he was talking about that time period when Ted Turner obviously was, TBS Vision and it was on everyone's cable, but also WGN. And Dale Murphy talked about how, you go around the country now, there are so many Braves and Cubs fans because growing up in the 80s and 90s, that's all you got to see.
Yeah.
That's all you could see. Unless it was, Sunday Night Baseball. So I just thought that was interesting.
Can I do Baltimore?
Absolutely.
Yay. I'm gonna read it right off the site because it's good. The O's threw it way back to the 1890s Baltimore Baseball Club for inspiration for the old school B on the cap, and the uniform design pays tribute to Camden Yards with motifs that include the brass home run plaques and the wrought iron scoreboard clock. The Oriole bird sits perched atop the Be More lettering across the chest. Now, I saw them play against the Giants with this on, I think it was on Apple TV. So a lot of people got to see these unis.
Or no one did.
Well,
Yeah,
that
not
too.
me.
I really, really like the color scheme. They have that kind of cream color and then the very dark, that scoreboard kind of color to go along with it. They have the orange splashed in there, which is, that's their color is orange. The script B, it's kind of cool. It's maybe a little much. I know that it goes back, 140 years, however long that is, but it just seems a little much. Like there's one extra curl in there too many for me. And then I can't help but pronounce the B more across the chest like Amore.
Amore.
Amore. It even has the Oriole kind of over it like an accent. So other than that, and maybe the lettering or the number script is a little off for me as well. Other than that, I think it's a really solid uni.
Great.
I'll give it a B. Just like the hat says. The hat is giving everything away.
I can go next. I personally, this is one where I probably like it a lot more than most other people. I'm a sucker for the old Oriole bird sitting there perched on the R. I just, for whatever reason, that bird in particular, I think is just a really solid, clean.
You like the
classic
real
look.
bird over the cartoon bird.
I do, and I do
too.
I like cartoons. I like the cartoon logos, but for whatever reason, the real Oriole for the Orioles. When we went to Baltimore, Ben and I for my bachelor party, and I bought a hat. I bought the one with that Oriole because I'm like, I need one of these. A big thing for me with these City Connects is, would I buy a hat? because I'm not as big of a jersey guy. I have a few, but I'm a huge hat guy. The hat draws a lot for me. I like the hat. It is maybe one curl too many on the B, but it is something different. It's a style we haven't seen before. It's got its own uniqueness to it. It's not taking from any other logo design that we've seen. So I like that it's something fresh, something new. I'll give it a B+.
I could use one extra curl in the hat.
Ooh.
That's what I think. I'm actually a real big sucker for Art Nouveau style. And that B, it definitely harkens back to that. So I really do like the hat. I love the color scheme. Man, like maybe I'm not native and maybe this is where the City Connect comes on. Do they actually say Be More?
Yeah, that's where I'm not an expert enough to speak on the city part of some of these city connects.
I know Baltimore's nickname as Charm City.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they would have taken the typeface from the hat and put Charm City on top of the chest, I would have been all about this jersey. I would have been 100% in on this jersey as far as color scheme and all the other little accents that he did. But Be More just ruins it for me, and I give this a D.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, you see, the Milwaukee Bucks had already tried that with Cream City, and
that didn't go well.
that didn't go
That did not go well.
didn't go super well. So I think maybe they might be steering
This
away
is a
from
family
those
show, sir.
something city ones.
Charm City.
No, I know. I'm
Very
just
charming.
saying the something city just didn't really flow well
Rack
on
City,
the
Rack
jerseys. So maybe they learned from
Spatula
that.
City.
I love these. There's only one critique I have of it. I love the hat. I love the color scheme. I like Be More. I like the real bird.
Mhm.
The only thing I don't like about this is the number on the left-hand side under Be More. I think it's just a little too busy for me. Take that number away. I think this is an A. You leave the number there, for me, it's an A-. It's a good look, and I love that hat. I'm with Tyler. Give me another curl.
Cool.
All right.
Next one.
Next one is the Cincinnati Reds.
Your Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, I want to love this. I do, because I loved last year's. But I think it was on the live show that I talked about. I'm not a big fan of pinstripes. I'm not a pinstripe guy. I don't think pinstripes look that particularly good on most people. And essentially what Cincinnati did was take last year's City Connects and make them red and add pinstripes.
They took last year's City Connect and said, what if we made it like the White Sox City Connect?
Right. Now, if this were straight red, no pinstripes, and like Tyler said, you don't make the pants the color of the jersey, make them white, I'm all about it. Or black even. Black pants with that jersey probably would look pretty solid. I think this is lazy. I like the red. I hate the pinstripes. The pants are ridiculous looking. This is a D+ for me. This is really, really lazy.
Sid, one of the things they're supposed to be nodding to is the vest style jerseys they wore back in the 90s. And I guess if you look really close, you can see that there's some stitching where the vest would be.
And the pinstripes stop at the sleeves.
But it's a regular jersey and the sleeves are the same color. There's like nothing differentiating that. If they had gone full in on the vests as part of the City Connect, like they did with the Braves with the throwback, I'd be all for this. I loved those vest jerseys. I thought they were really cool. I thought they looked really good on the Reds. They didn't. They did it halfway.
It's like half an idea.
Yeah. As much as I'd like to keep the gimmick going of giving it the grade that the letter of the hat, I have to go with Ben, and I'm just going to give it that straight F. This is my least favorite out of all of them.
Wow.
It's not my least favorite. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to mine too.
But I think that this is my second least favorite. Again, what's the point when you already had last year's or the last one, which is basically this but black? And by the way, much cooler looking.
Oh, much.
Yeah, it feels uninspired. And I'll go with a D because I'm saving my F.
Well, I'm going to give my last place one like an H.
No, I mean you can give multiple Fs.
No,
Like,
I know I can. I know I can, but I'm the kind of person that like if you're going to fail, you're the bottom.
Okay.
If you're not the bottom, you didn't quite fail.
For me, this is whatever. It's I don't think that you can go full monochrome unless you're doing black or white. And so anytime you roll out with a monochrome, I'm entirely out on it. And this is fine. This is like, it feels like you phoned it in. And so from like a excitement standpoint, it's exceptionally low. Just as a uniform and an aesthetic on my TV, I'm going to ignore it. So like it doesn't accomplish the goal of being special to me. And so in that way, it's a failure. The aesthetic itself is like a C- to me.
Fair enough. Next, we have the Kansas City Royals. Who wants to take first on this one?
I've got thoughts.
Let's do it.
I first saw this and I loved this. I was all over it. And I thought that it looked really clean. And I loved the fade. And I saw it on the field and I liked it there. And the more that I look at it, I still like it. I just worry that it's going to be a very 2026 style. So in 20 years, if you bust out this jersey from the closet, it will look exceptionally dated and no one's going to be super excited about it. It'll just look odd. So I started off really strong, but I've cooled on it. So I'm giving this one a B.
Okay. Interesting.
I started off strong with it and I continue to be strong with it. I love this. I love the hat being the fountains. We've all been to Kansas City, another one that we've actually been to. So, if you've been there, the fountains and the, scoreboard with the little royal like swoosh thing.
Is that the fountain? I thought it was the crown.
It doubles. It's like
it's the crown
it's a double
and the fountain,
hidden
like,
logo
You
thing.
had me confused for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. And then just the gradient coloring going purple to blue, I think is amazing. I absolutely love the color gradient, and doing that on a white jersey, I think looks crisp and clean. I give this an A. It's one that the more I look at it, the more I love it. Unlike Tyler, who's like, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, we'll see. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is clean. This is fresh. Of course, I love the hat logo. It's unique. It's something different. It's very, very much, oh, hey, this is the Kansas City Connect. And the fountains is a really cool touch.
Yeah, I'll echo everything on the design. I really like the gradient, the double logo meaning. My only major critique is the
Players wearing it.
the number the number placement being offset of the logo. The logo is just on the chest, and then the number placement is like kitty corner to that, and then there's a big gap. It really makes the Nike logo stand out, which, okay, they have to be on there, but they're kind of camouflaged with the other jerseys. Here it really sticks out. I don't know if you look at the Cincinnati jersey, the number is up and aligned on the chest with the C. That I'll give them that. I think that's a better placement for that number. I would have done that if you're going to do it that way. I'll give it a B.
If the number wasn't on this jersey on the front of it, I think this would be my number one over Atlanta's. This is an absolutely sick City Connect. Josh, you nailed it with the gradient going from purple to blue. Royals are blue naturally. And what's the color of royalty?
Purple. Exactly.
And the same color scheme. It's really smart. It's creative. I love the hat. I love the fountain. That's also a crown. The number is the only thing I don't like.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You nailed it, Nels. If that wasn't there, it would be.
Or even in a different place.
Yeah. And I don't know what that placement would be, but where it's at right now, it's like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Up and down the chest. But I think this is incredibly clean. I love the look of this. And I've talked to you guys about this before. Like, we're starting to see some teams pull out like what look to be old, like 80s and 90s batting practice jerseys become like an alternate jersey. Like the Tigers have one, the Guardians have one. Mm-hmm. And I love the big logo on the left chest of the jerseys. I think that is a super cool look. I love this. It's an A, but it's right behind Atlanta just because of the numbers.
Fair. Milwaukee.
Oh, I have thoughts.
I feel like I'm going to be on the opposite end of the spectrum from you.
This is by far and away the Milwaukee Brewers. This is the worst uniform I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. First of all, Wisco.
Yeah.
Nobody in Wisconsin, nobody calls it Wisco. And just like no one in Atlanta calls it Hotlanta. The minute you say that, they know you're not from there. So to take a city in Milwaukee and say, well, now you're Wisco's team. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's a city connect, not a state connect. City. And Wisco is stupid. No one calls it that. The hat and the jersey look like a 9th grade softball team's jersey and hat. It's absolutely horrendous. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This is an F minus GHZ. I don't care. This is terrible.
I actually like it. I can't really put it into, I don't really have a reason why. I just do. And that's kind of my explanation on it. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you don't really have an explanation, but I look at it and it makes me happy. And I don't know why. It just does.
Oh.
Great.
That's all I got.
I'm happy that you're happy.
I give it a solid B+.
I like the color scheme. I like the font. I'm 100% with Ben on calling it Wisco or tying it
Sure.
to the state. It's a city connect. I get that they're the only team in Wisconsin, and that's probably what they're trying to do, but it's a city connect.
Well, they already learned not to do Cream City on their jerseys and make it, off
And you're-
eggshell
look,
white.
They could have done Algonquin for the good land.
but it's like they weren't
Yeah,
going to
'cause
top.
that fits on a jersey.
They weren't going to top Brew Crew, the Brew Crew ones from
True.
last year, 2 years ago. That were
Why try?
well, they didn't.
Fair.
They're just like, yeah, let's give it a semi decent color scheme that matches the team and name with the state. That's
How many
fine.
beers deep were they into designing this? We're like, Wisco.
Yeah. So
Well, considering it's Wisconsin, probably at least 8.
I'll give it a D+ because it's a city connect and they did not do that.
No, they didn't.
I don't mind that it's not a quote unquote city connect. That's fine. Everything else is an abomination. And so I have grown up neighbors with Wisconsin and have known many people from Wisconsin. Never heard Wisco in my life. I've heard Scotty all the time. F-. Just F-.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one. I don't want
Bad.
to talk about the same one.
Bad.
It makes me angry. It makes Josh happy, made me angry.
Yeah, which is fine.
Josh being happy makes Tyler angry.
No. Josh is happy with the uni. I'm angry with this uni.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fine. I will say, though, the hat, even though I do like it, I don't know why I do like it. It does look like the road sign that says, like, welcome to Wisconsin.
You know how you said that your wife always had questions about when you would wear a Nationals hat? She thought it was the Walgreens
Yeah.
logo. That's the blue version of the Walgreens logo.
Sure. And for whatever reason, it doesn't bother me. Visually, I like the aesthetic.
Okay, that's fine.
Sure, the Wisco thing, perfectly fair criticism. But I just like the look.
Well, you're allowed to.
But not as much as this next one.
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
I'll go first on this one. I really like this one a lot. It's simple, but in a good way. It gets you right to the point of what the team is. They're the Pirates. The font is based on the Three Sisters bridges across the Allegheny River. They have the pirate buccaneer on the hat, front and center. Normally, I'm not super hot about an all black uni, but I feel like they've done blackout games before. That's kind of their vibe anyway. So it works.
Being blacked out on TV.
Yeah. I wish the Nike logo wasn't red and it stuck out like a sore thumb. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
ding
that's an
them.
odd
I'm gonna
choice.
ding them a little bit for that.
I'd ding Nike for that, though.
Yeah. Other than that, I really like it. I'll give it an A-.
Yeah. This is as City Connect goes, considering Pittsburgh's thing is the black and gold. If you look at all of their sports teams, it's the black and gold. They're one of the few places where every single sporting team follows the same color scheme. Props to them for not going off that. A lot of these City Connects introduce some new color schemes to it to try to like add a new flavor to it. Pittsburgh is one where you absolutely should not do that whatsoever, and they didn't. I like the font on the Pirates jersey. I think everybody's going to be happy that it doesn't say Pug like the last ones. I think that did not go over well. So they just said Pirates is good. The Jolly Roger hat is elite, top tier, second to none. It's to me more of a throwback than like I was talking before. This feels more of a throwback than a City Connect per se. But man, I'm like 4 seconds away from ordering one of those hats while we're here at the table recording.
We've got time. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I might do that.
The internet is free.
Yeah, there's only 2 more to go. I might do it between. But yeah, looks really good. I give it an A.
This one is right next to Atlanta in my mind. Like this is a 1A, 1B type situation. Nels, I agree with you. Like a monochrome all black, oftentimes not my thing. I think why this works is because the cap is not black. Because they went with that mustard yellow cap, it breaks up the color pattern just a little bit. The bridges on the Pirates logo is great, but I also think that those letters look like cutlasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think that ties in. Going from Pug to these uniforms is like the biggest come up. It is.
They did the opposite of the Brewers.
It is the girl who took off her glasses to get ready for prom, and we discovered that she was absolutely gorgeous the whole time.
They got the she's all that makeover.
Exactly.
She just had astigmatism.
And that is why they're real good. That's what makes them real.
So what's your grade?
Whatever I gave the grades, A+, A+.
Fair enough. I'm going to disagree with the two of you in one aspect only. I wish the hat was black.
Okay.
I would love to see this all black head to toe because I really do like Cincinnati's all black. I think that's a cool look. I like a blacked out uniform. This is absolutely an A. This is a phenomenal City Connect with the Pirates, the logo, the Jolly Roger, the bridges, everything about this. Spot on. Nailed it. I love this. Wish it were a black hat. A-.
Okay.
All right. Now to Ron Burgundy land.
San Diego.
It's whale's vagina.
That's what they call it.
Look, if they had had the guts to put that on the jersey,
that would be a million times platinum hit out on the market.
I bet someone somewhere has put that on a Padres jersey.
And if not, this is our legal claim to that. We're going to be copyrighting that.
Yeah, timestamp this. I can start.
go ahead.
Yeah.
These are really solid for me. This is a very Tony Gwynn throwback City Connect for me. The hat is cream. It's not blue like it was when Tony played, and that's fine. But the blue and orange, I love. I'm not a huge fan of the script San Diego, but I love the color scheme. I love the hat. The pants go really well with it. I like the patch on the side.
I was going to say the Dia de los Muertos patch
I like
on the sleeve
patch.
is amazing.
Super cool. I just don't like the script. It reminds me a little bit of the Nickelodeon Giants uniforms.
Is this the same like script that they used for their other like pink and fluorescent? No.
That's much more squared.
The introduction of this one doesn't mean that we lose
No,
those. Okay, good.
I don't think so.
I hope not, because the
No, I think that they're just like this year. I think yes, but then this year they'll feature this one, but then I think that they'll probably alternate them in the future years.
because the previous generation Padres City Connect is
Amazing.
my favorite.
It's amazing.
It is my absolute favorite.
I love that hat. I'm going to give this I don't love the script. I'm going to go B, maybe B+. I'm going to go B. That's really my only criticism. It's not exciting, but I don't think it has to be.
If they had leaned more into the
Whale.
Dia de los Muertos thing,
whale.
well, that too. Instead of just having on a patch,
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool. Otherwise, the first time I saw it, I was like, didn't they already do something like this? It looked like something they'd already done. It didn't look new. It didn't look like a refresh of anything. The hat's kind of boring. It's just their old logo in a cream color. This whole thing is meh for me. I wish they would, if they'd leaned into the Dia de los Muertos thing more, it would get higher for me. I'll give it a C. It's okay. It's not the most offensive thing. We'll get to that soon.
Yeah. For me, this is one where when I initially looked at it, I was like, meh, again, City Connect, not a throwback where it like the throwback logo on the hat. The more I look at it, the more I like it though. I know that the logo is more just like a throwback instead of something new on the hat, but I think the hat goes really well with the rest of the uni with the blue top and the white pants. The thing that they did do to lean into the Dia de los Muertos is the color scheme around on the sleeves and the stripe down the pants. It keeps that same kind of color scheme along with the accents for the font. So I do really like that. This is one, especially with that patch being prominently featured in this picture. I give it an A-. The more I look at it, the more I like it.
For me, this one was kind of went the opposite of the Royals, where I thought it was fine when I first saw it, and it's just kind of growing on me more and more and more. They had I saw them do a jersey introduction with Trevor Hoffman and Rey Mysterio, and that was pretty swell. I like that. The thing that I like about this is it sort of pulls together what I feel are multiple generations of Padres baseball. It feels like this uniform tries to encompass, like, the Tony Gwynn era, as well as, pulling in from the modern era and kind of the era right before Tony Gwynn. And I like it for that reason. And so for me, this is a solid B.
All right, let's talk about the Texas Rangers,
Can I
because holy crap.
F-.
Yeah, go ahead, Nels, because
right.
I don't think any of us are going to disagree with this.
There's one thing redeeming about this jersey.
It's on and they're not naked.
Honestly, no. If you probably would look better on my floor.
If you showed this to me and said this is the jersey of a Division II college team, I'd be like, yes, it is. That looks exactly like that. You are correct.
It is.
Except it's not. It's a major league team that looks like a Division II college uni. If I can guess, and what the only redeeming thing is, it's probably for me as well, is the, I guess, mariachi inspired pattern.
Yes.
Going down the stripe of the leg.
Yeah.
And also on the
and on the sleeve. Yeah.
That is the only redeeming quality. You are correct.
Yes.
That looks cool.
I will say, can I just interrupt 1 second on something that really makes me upset about this too?
Sure.
Because there might be a second redeeming quality, but I don't know.
There's not.
No, on the site, it mentions, as well as a Charo embossed belt. The picture,
You can't
the
see the
dude is
belt.
completely blocking out the belt. It's one of the noteworthy things in
And
their
you can't see
descriptor.
it.
And the picture notably is blocking out the belt. So maybe the belt is really cool too, but I can't see it, MLB. Pick a better picture if the belt is going to be one of your things that you highlight on this otherwise horrendous uni.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
The other big issue I have with it is this is celebrating their Mexican heritage, but they just unveiled a statue that kind of goes against all of that completely. So, and they're not the most progressive team organization out there. So this feels like a weird money grab just because they have a strong
No wonder they underdid it.
Latin base around them. They can just like, oh, we'll just put a Spanish word across it and we'll get some money that way.
Well, other than the fact that it's the state, and I know
want the Tetas one.
I know they're the Texas Rangers, so it's hard to change a state team to a city team. I get that. Don't pick them for your City Connect. Don't do it. That's stupid. Or create something around the Dallas-Fort Worth area. That would make a lot of sense because that's where they are.
Arlington.
That's the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
I know, but specifically Arlington.
The hat is the most offensive part of this entire
That's the one that
uniform.
makes it look the most Division II-ish.
It doesn't. First of all, it barely looks like a T.
Yeah.
It's so squished. It's like clip art that somebody didn't know how to stretch out.
I was literally going to say Clippy from the old Microsoft like programs would say, hey, you need to touch this up.
Hey, have you thought about making this more rectangular instead of absolutely boxy? It's horrendously ugly.
Also, I had to look back and see if other teams had a sponsor patch on their sleeve. because this one stands out. Maybe it's just because the player's leaning right at it, but it just stands out a ton. Energy transfer.
Energy transfer paid a lot of money for this picture that's terrible with the uniform blocking the belt so
I'd
that
like
you
to-
could see the energy transfer.
So it's, by the way, it's an F for
I'd
me
like
if you
to
haven't picked up on that.
transfer these jerseys into the garbage.
Yeah.
It's an F and it's worse than the Red Spot.
Yeah, the energy transfer is from on body to in a fire. It's heat energy transfer.
This doesn't even get a grade for me. I'm not even giving it a letter.
Incomplete. Yeah, good. It's an incomplete.
Yeah.
They didn't even try.
You
I-
did not complete the assignment.
Tyler loves it.
I think it's fine. Like I think it's fine. Like I would say I'm more on the side of liking it than not liking it. You guys are clowning on the tee. I feel like it's harkening back to like the original tees, like the Nolan Ryan first go around with the Rangers tee, and I think it's just a really clean look. I put this above the Reds jerseys. But at the same time, there's not anything particularly special about it. So it's like a C for me.
Okay. You're allowed to think that.
Tyler's getting hired by the Rangers.
He's getting a check from the Rangers now. Well, it's always fun to look at those things and see how we differ on things, because I listen back to it. We are all very different on all those jerseys, and everything has a redeeming quality except the Rangers.
Yep.
And I still cannot believe that the Yankees are so stuck up.
I can.
I can't believe they're allowed to say no.
And also, like, because they're the Yankees, there would be a flood of cash that they would get.
That's what I'm saying.
If they would release it. So it's like capitalism combating against the league wanting to do everything, and them being a traditional team. They let everyone start growing beards. Like, I don't know if it's the Yankee way anymore. Like, just take the money and make a...
They're stuck up
Secondary
pieces
jersey.
of trash. Sorry, our New York
Oh,
friends.
jeez, I was
They're
gonna
like
say.
they're like
It means the organization, not
the organization.
they're
I'm sure
like
the fans would love it.
raccoon and garbage.
Can you imagine looking around Yankee Stadium and seeing like powder blue jersey for Yankee fans?
Dude,
I don't
they
think
just
do that, but
I mean, so they
Why
they had
not?
an excuse for a while.
What are they going to
when
change
they
it
were
to?
winning
They've never had a different uniform.
probably just put like Bronx Bombers or the
Yeah.
Bronx or something like that on there.
They had an excuse when they were winning championships all the time. You're not even winning championships anymore, so you may as well have some fun.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like, stop being stuck up and losers. Like, one or the other. If you're going to be stuck up, win titles you haven't since 08. 27 rings. Cool. Most of those came before black people were allowed to play. Whatever. The 90s had a great run. Sure, if this was the late 90s, then I could be like, well, yeah, that's the brand. They're the standard.
Yeah.
That's not so much anymore. So lighten up, have a little fun, and, enjoy
Get
the
a
game.
City Connect.
Enjoy
I feel
the
like
game.
If they did, I feel like the hat logo should be a silhouette of Mattingly with the mustache, and that could be their tie back. look how stuck up we used to be, and now we're fun.
All right, let's move into our favorite segment. Your favorite segment. Say it with me.
Avery demands answers.
Wow, that's a little hot. I should have leaned back farther. All right, we do not have an audio file from Avery this week. I apologize. She did not. She didn't send it through her phone. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
She has a phone at 4?
No, she does not.
Oh.
That's why I got lost in the middle of that sentence. So this week's question is, why do baseball players run in a circle? And what I take that to mean is, why do they run in a diamond shape?
All I could just picture right now is,
Base
what if
math.
all the bases were in a straight line, one after the other, and they just had to run in one straight line?
Look up Finnish baseball.
Yeah, the Finns do it weird.
Yeah.
Well,
Theirs is
she's
not in a
she's
circle.
not aware of Finland.
No. But I'm just saying.
Thank goodness.
I'm just saying.
We don't need those Finns corrupting her.
Okay. First of all, Finland
They're
is
not even
incredible.
Scandinavian. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I actually do. I have been there. I got that whole
We're
lecture.
not, hey, we're not here to talk about Finland.
No, but
Thank goodness.
But a lot of hate from the person who grew up in a place very much settled by the Nordics. Anyway, if you want to see what it looks like to play baseball where you don't run in a circle, Avery, look up some clips of Finnish baseball, and then you'll be like, oh, that's why they do. Because it's clean, it works, it all makes sense, it's all geometrical, and it's not wacky.
If the bases were in a straight line, that throw from third to first would be a nightmare.
That'd be really dangerous.
Yeah,
If the bases were all in a straight line, it would be cricket, right?
I don't know cricket.
Sure, why not?
You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
You do. That's what they always say. You got to know what a crumpet is to know cricket.
And I've always said that. Do you want to know the history of why?
Oh,
they're-
yeah, please.
do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I did the research just because I didn't think any of us would know it off the
No,
cuff.
I do not know.
The baseball diamond originated from the 1845 Knickerbocker rules, which established a 90-foot square set at a 45-degree angle to create a quote-unquote diamond shape. While often called a diamond, it is technically a square with bases set 90 feet apart, designed to balance offense and defense through the diamond shape, the diamond shape became popular in urban areas.
Okay.
Very cool.
Oh, that's what I found out. I don't know that really answers the question. They do it because that's how the game was designed.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to measure.
And there's really, sometimes there's just not a better answer than it's because it's the rule.
Yeah.
And that's the way they designed the game.
Yeah, and there were other stick and ball sports that were being played, and I think that this might have just been a natural evolution of what was going on. And for all we know, Abner Doubleday had one tree that was 90 feet over on one way, and then he had a stump that was dead center where second base is, and then he had a rock that was where third base is. And if you've ever played baseball in the backyard, that's how you decide where the bases are.
That
True.
is-
Mom is second base.
Mom, stay still.
So hopefully that answers your question, Avery. Hopefully next time we can do it a little bit better, but that's what we had for you. All right, let's get into some ballpark brews. Who brought them today?
I did. I found a beer from Deschutes Brewery out of Bend, Oregon, called King Crispy. It might be new because the gentleman at the beer store also had never tried it. And he was interested. So maybe it's a new beer. I don't know.
Are you gonna
Do
stop
we
back
have to
by?
report back to him?
You gonna let him know on your way
He
home?
kind of seemed like he wanted to know. Actually. So I might swing by there. It's near my
Yeah,
work.
maybe you'll get like a $2 rebate for giving him a review.
But it's a Pilsner, winner of Pilsner Fest, the Bitburger Challenge. Good for them. It has a logo of a King Stein with a maybe hoppy wand riding a bike.
Yeah, it's a
Let's do it to it.
Yeah.
pretty cool design on there.
It's purple too. I like that.
This is actually like a good beer to complement the Royals New City Connects.
Yeah, no kidding. Even though it's from Oregon.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Clinkies.
Clink, 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 clink.
This is very solid.
Well, lead it off.
I can see how this won Pilsner Fest. Nice, crisp, refreshing. Not too overly anything, but not too under anything. It's like the perfect blend of flavor and, not too strong. I could absolutely see myself sitting, on the back patio, watching a game or listening to a game on the radio, enjoying some nice weather and putting down a 6-pack of these. This is a home run. This is I like this a lot. Good work, Deschutes. I like your other beers too. This is a good one.
I actually agree with everything Josh just said. And I feel like that's happened 2 or 3 times on this episode. And I'm not sure if that means the world ends tomorrow or if like we both win the lottery.
Go get a CAT scan.
I agree. This is really light, really refreshing. It's not hoppy. It's not super heavy. It's got good flavor. It's not overpowering in any way. I think this is almost the perfect after Mo beer. I give it a home run.
I am disappointed to report that Pilsner Fest was a Pacific Northwest only competition. So, they're talking a big game, but it wasn't like it was international or even national. That being said, this is delightful. It's got, I don't know, I would say it tastes like a more flavorful old style without like some of that metallic back end that you get with some of the macro brewed beers. This one replaces it with a little bit of hoppiness. And man, this is 100% a home run.
Yeah.
First of all, let's hear it for the guy who brought this awesome beer.
Hey,
Right. Yeah, woot woot or something.
woot or something.
This is like if Bud Light was good.
Which really, that's what Pilsners are.
Yeah.
If you get a good Pilsner, it's like, what if
It's a
the crappy
good-
beers
it's a
were
good-
good?
It is.
What if
It's
Bud Light tasted not like piss?
yeah. It's King Crispy. I think that's very aptly named. It's crisp. It's fresh. It has that smooth taste with just enough of a little hop kick that gives you that flavor. We're 4 for 4 with 4 home runs.
Wow. What a game.
It's a
Scooter
Willie.
Jeanette game.
I was going to say Willie Mays, but sure, we can go with Scooter Jeanette as well. Sean Green.
Mark Grace.
No,
That
he never
happened.
did that.
That didn't
no.
happen. That didn't happen at all.
Delgado?
Ronnie.
I felt like Delgado did
Mike
that.
Cameron.
Cameron, yeah.
David Justice.
Okay, you're just naming guys now.
I don't know anybody.
Ben's
that's
just
won
like
4
good
for 4.
players, while Nels and I are like actual 4 home run
Juan
games.
Pierre.
He
Breaking
had,
news,
like, 4
breaking news,
total
breaking
home runs.
news.
Oh, yeah,
Breaking news.
Disappointment for Josh and I because
Uh-oh.
looks
Who's-
like
who's
Cleveland is at it again. Parker Messick decided to have himself quite the game, taking a no-hitter into the 9th inning.
Oh, wow.
So we are up against it again, Josh. Cleveland has found another ace pitcher.
Well, he took a no-no into the 9th, and they still gave up 2 runs.
Well, let's go through trivia so we can watch the end of that game.
It's over.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. We won't watch the end of that
Yeah.
game. I'll take my time.
They
with
took a
trivia
no-no
now.
into the 9th, and Jose Ramirez homered. So the typical black magic of Cleveland.
We can watch Houston and Colorado.
I'll take my time with trivia now.
Okay.
All right, so-
Actually, hurry it up. Some of us have things to do.
No, you don't. All right. So for trivia this week, I created 2 categories. One, I wanted to look at some of the youngest players that have ever been signed to Major League Baseball contracts because we've seen both Connor Griffin and Kevin McGonigal get signed at very young ages already into this very young season. So I thought it'd be fun to do some trivia about some of the other younger players that have signed. So who would like to start?
Me.
All right, Nels. Question: who was the youngest player in Major League Baseball history, debuting at 15 years and 316 days old?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Lord, I must have been back before child labor laws were a thing.
Very much so. But you do know this player.
I do.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Christy Mathewson.
No.
Okay.
Which way are we going?
I will go.
Neither one of them wants a piece of this.
I'll go Ty Cobb.
No, but that's a good guess.
Nap Lajwe.
Good guess, but no.
Oh, let's go with.
Is it a Hall of Famer?
I think so. I think he is.
Fred Merkel?
No, but I like that guess.
Fred
I like
Durst.
that guess. Fred Durst, also a Hall of Famer.
Who else would have been? Let's go with Cy Young.
Nope. Good guess though.
Honest Wagner.
No, not Honass Wagner.
All right, I'm out of guesses.
Joe Nuxall.
Ah,
Nuxie.
For Cincinnati, in his first appearance, he yielded 5 walks, 2 hits, and 5 runs. This was mop-up duty for a game he entered with Cincinnati trailing 13-0. Spent the remainder of the season in the minors.
not bad for a sophomore.
What year was this?
1944 or something like that.
Oh, okay. So
Something like that.
something to do with the war, probably.
Ah, yes, the war replacement players.
The war.
War.
All right.
My question.
Tyler. What 19-year-old started his legendary Yankees career in 1951? He made his first start on opening day, batting 3rd for New York against the Red Sox, and recorded his first hit with an RBI single.
Let's go with Mickey Mantle.
You are correct.
Why is he get
Very good. I don't know that was easy. He just knew it.
I knew it too.
Well, sorry. You shouldn't have volunteered to go
Very
first.
smart. You're very smart, Nels, and you have excellent taste in beer.
Thank you.
Oh.
He didn't pick it.
No, but I did Mickey Mantle on our best center fielders, so I knew it. I knew that.
You didn't do Willie Mays?
No,
I did.
I gave it to Tyler.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe Tyler.
Maybe I had it.
I don't even remember.
Who knows?
It's been a long time now. Like
All right,
a
Josh.
year.
What Hall of Fame pitcher signed his first Major League Baseball contract for $1 and a signed baseball in 1936? You can't forget the signed baseball. That was a big contractual piece.
Christy Mathewson.
No.
Walter Johnson.
No.
That was the other one I was thinking.
Let's go back to the Yankees and say DiMaggio.
no.
He said pitcher.
Oh, pitcher. Okay, well, I need
You can
to pay
get. You
attention.
can guess again.
No, I should be punished for not listening. Josh's guess.
I got nothing. I don't even.
Whitey Ford.
No,
No.
Whitey Ford was much later.
Bob Feller.
Bob Feller. Longtime Cleveland pitcher.
That's who he signed with.
Yeah.
Yes, me.
You, Nels. Okay. When this pitcher made his Major League Baseball debut on August 4th at 19 years old, 118 days, he became the youngest pitcher to appear in a big league game since Jose Rio in 1984. I forgot to put the year in there. It was 2005.
Oh, okay. Well, then it wasn't Kerry Wood, was it? 2005. Oh, Jerome Williams.
No.
Was this Strasburg?
No.
Okay.
Jose Reyes.
No.
He said pitcher.
Oh,
Yes.
then I should be punished.
Well, you're
again,
both
too.
getting punished.
Yep.
I think it was after he debuted, but I'll go with Dontrell Willis.
That's a great guess, but no.
Dang it.
Oh. Jose Fernandez.
No.
Brandon Webb.
King Felix.
Oh, yeah.
Felix Hernandez. All right. Tyler. This player entered the Major League Baseball. I typed that out. What an idiot. This player entered Major League Baseball at 19 years old and became the youngest player to win NL MVP at 22.
Did we have a year on that?
I don't believe we did.
Okay.
3 years after he came into the league.
What?
Because he was 19 when he came in and he won it at 22.
Oh, 19 when he came and won it at 22.
It's recent,
Okay.
within the last 20 years.
Okay. Let's go with Bryce Harper.
That is correct. Was that who you were thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wondered if that would be too easy.
I had a different guess.
Who was your guess?
Soto.
Oh, that would have been a good guess.
I don't know if he's won MVP.
He's not one in them.
He is not, but he was 19 when he came in. All right, Josh, last question about young people.
Al Kaline.
No, that does not apply to this question.
He was a teenager when he came to the majors too.
How many 16-year-olds have signed Major League Baseball contracts in history
I don't know. I don't pay attention to 16-year-olds
anymore?
for legal purposes.
Which is why you are an absolute menace in a high school zone. Running them over with the car.
because I don't even pay attention. Sorry. The number of 16-year-olds that ever play
that have signed Major League Baseball contracts
that have signed contracts.
Yeah.
Oh.
in history.
Does this count like international players, like Hispanic players that they're signing from Cuba at 15?
If they sign the contract, yes.
30.
No.
19.
No.
12.
No.
4.
No.
I don't know.
11.
No.
16.
It's not your turn.
22.
No.
16.
No.
I'm going to go up 68.
No.
I think we need to stop after this guess.
69.
438.
No.
69.
No. 15.
Wow.
15.
Around it.
All right. You guys did
Fascinating.
not do nearly as well at those as I thought you would. That's probably my fault for
Because we're
thinking you
too
were
old
smarter.
for that.
We're too old for that. I thought about putting a Wander Franco question in just for fun.
Oy.
I decided against
That's why I had my legal disclaimer.
it.
Which player got arrested for? No.
I had it was phrased really funny. I'll tell you off the air. Okay. Another thing that just happened yesterday was Jackie Robinson Day.
Yay.
So that's exciting.
Huzzah.
We love Jackie Robinson Day. Everybody around the league wears 42. It's awesome.
Beautiful
Never
day.
forget Jackie Robinson Day. Never forget that he broke the color barrier. So I thought I'd put together some Jackie Robinson trivia.
Oh, we get a second round
wow.
of
Get
this.
a
Excellent.
second round of trivia.
Just as we're all packing up.
So now we're
right
just going
back
to
at
look
it.
like we're racist when we don't get it. Thank you.
None of them are about being black, I don't think. Who's starting?
Nels again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Throw me under the bus.
All right. What state was Jackie Robinson born in?
Alabama?
No.
Okay.
California.
No.
Mississippi.
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh, we're running
Was
out
he
of
not
there.
in Birmingham though?
He was
I
not
think you're
born in
thinking of
Birmingham.
Willie Mays.
You're thinking of Michael Jordan, Birmingham Barons.
No.
You're thinking of something very different.
South Carolina.
No.
Ohio?
No. He was born in the great state of Georgia in a little town called Cairo.
Like Egypt.
Yes, but not. It's not the Egypt one.
How
It's
many
the-
pyramids do they have?
I think 11.
Is that near Rome?
Just the Bass Pro
It's
Shop.
actually not far from Rome, Georgia.
Did somebody just look at a map of
Yes.
like Europe and Africa and be like, we're
It's-
going to name our cities after this?
Nels,
fun story.
I have a really tough thing for you to look at the map in the U.S. and see all the cities named after
I
other
had a
places.
7th grade social studies teacher who told me when we were doing geography and all that, he was like, look, I'm going to just beg you guys to do one thing. If you ever discover something, don't call it new whatever you found. Call it something else.
New York.
Yeah. New England.
New York.
Newer New York.
New Mexico.
Yeah. So that's a fun story.
Rip-offs.
All right. Tyler,
Yes.
what semi-pro sport did Jackie Robinson play?
Football.
Yes. Do you know who he played for?
I want to say it was the Rams? LA Rams?
It was not.
Okay.
I don't know who he played for. I know where he went to college and that he was also a track star.
Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
Because Josh wants to make sure people know he's smart.
It could come to you. Just wait for the questions.
The Browns.
No, he played for the Honolulu Bears in Hawaii.
Naturally.
And he played his last game with the team at Pearl Harbor on December 5th, 2 days before the attack.
Oh, I was going to say, oh man, I hope he got out of there in time.
He was not there.
I think we know from history that he did.
I hope he makes it.
All right, Josh. What is Jackie's middle name and what is it a reference to?
I should know this, but I don't.
Nels?
Jebediah.
No.
Okay.
Millhouse.
No. You're on the right track, though.
What?
I can't recall it. I will know it when I hear it, but I can't recall.
Bartholomew?
No.
Lincoln.
You're still on the right track, but no. Roosevelt.
Oh.
He was his
Yes,
middle name is
yes.
for President Teddy Roosevelt, who died less than a month before Jackie was born.
When you said on the right track, I thought you were going the Simpsons route, which is why I said Bartholomew.
That's funny.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
All right, Nelson. Jackie attended UCLA. And,
He did.
and lettered in 4 sports.
Correct.
Name them.
Baseball,
1,
track,
2,
football.
3.
Oh man, there's 4.
Yes,
There are 4.
and I know the 4th too. But it won't come to me
It won't
because
come to you.
Tyler will get it before me.
Basketball.
It won't come to Tyler either because that's right.
Yeah, there you go, Nels.
All right.
So
Tyler.
you could say he was a good athlete.
Yeah, just a little bit.
One of the best.
One of the best. Tyler, while playing football for UCLA, Jackie played running back and was the team leader in total yards in 1940. How many yards did he have?
2008. No, 2082.
I don't know what number you started with.
I don't know what number I started with either.
No.
Tyler says 20.
In that day and age, you could have led it with 20 yards.
1475.
No.
Yeah, that all seems high. I'll go 1,062.
No. You're all too high, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well, 879.
How many?
879.
No.
652.
No.
787.
No. Tyler was the closest. 827.
Did he return kicks too?
It didn't say that he did, but I guess he could have. It talked mostly about his running when I was reading. All right, Josh. Yes?
Sure.
You ready?
No.
Jackie served in the U.S. Army from 1942 to 1944. During his service, he was once arrested and court-martialed. What was that for? What?
Again, another one I don't recall, but I will know when I hear it. Passing. I'm embarrassing myself on this one.
Oh God, was it something like talking to a white woman?
No.
Okay, good. Then I'll say drunk in public.
No.
Okay.
No, I believe that he refused to give up his seat for a white soldier on the bus.
You're very close.
Oh my God, I was on the right track.
You're very close. I'm going to give it
In
to
a
you.
restaurant?
I'm going to give it to Tyler. It was refusing to sit in the back of a military bus.
Yes. Well, I knew it was a military bus.
Yes, that's why I'm giving
Yes.
it to you. He was actually later acquitted on all the charges and still received an honorable discharge from the military, as he should, because that's horse crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very upset I was on the right track. I was half joking.
I thought that's why. I thought that's why you started to laugh, because of the ridiculous idea that that's what it could be. Was that what you were thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That's all we got for today. Oh,
Yay!
actually,
No surprise third round of trivia?
you want me to?
No.
No tax day trivia.
We were not good.
Actually,
today.
funny enough,
Which baseball players have cheated on their taxes? Lenny Dykstra.
John Kruk,
Probably Pete Rose.
I was
Kurt
just going to
Schilling.
say probably Pete
Kurt
Rose.
Schilling for sure. This is the only episode we've ever done, except for our live show, where we haven't stopped once we started recording.
Wow, look at us go.
Yeah, powered through.
Proud of us.
Tornadoes and everything.
Maybe we should have stopped.
Our
at some
bladders
point.
were empty from the beginning.
It's probably stopped now.
yeah.
Oh no, I've been peeing this whole time.
Aha.
That's why my feet are warm.
You got
Adult
hardwood
diapers.
floors. It's
That's
fine.
why I put a pee pad underneath you.
Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast sponsored by Adult Diapers.
Some Pampers.
We're getting there.
All right, that's all we got for this week, guys. Everyone, please come out and see us in Duluth, May 16th at Bent Paddle. June 14th, we'll be at Wandering Leaf in St. Paul.
We'll watch you buy a beer.
We'll watch you buy a beer. You can buy us a beer. You can have a beer with us. You can get on the mic and tell us how stupid we are.
Or you can just show up and exist.
You can do that. We had a great turnout at Urban Forage. Really had a great time with that. We'd love to see you guys out at one of our other shows that we have coming up over the summer. Any last minute thoughts, guys?
I didn't have any middle of the show thoughts either. So
That's true, you
I'm
didn't.
out.
All good? All right.
Yep.
We'll talk to you next time. Play the game, love the game. See ya.